I'm here today with Shaggy, representing the LiberoTitano team. So Shaggy, before we get started talking about the project, how about you give us a quick background of who you are and how you got to be in the crypto space? Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I think Shaggy dropped or something. I don't see him. Perhaps he
You know,
didn't
we
complete the captcha.
might have lost Shaggy. Yep. Shaggy, if you get back in here, raise your hand again so we can unmute you. Um, I think we just got Shaggy back. Shaggy, we lost you for a second there, buddy.
Yeah, someone kicked me out.
Oh, that shouldn't have happened. I'm
You
sorry about that.
you have to do
So
the
Did you make sure
captcha.
you fill out the caption when you entered the room? I just don't want
Okay.
you to be removed.
I don't see any captcha right now.
No problem. I'll take care of it. Just continue on, guys. I got it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ladizzle. So Shaggy, I gave you a quick intro, and I wanted you to tell us really quickly about who you are and how you got to be in the crypto space, and then we can start talking about the project you guys are building.
Okay. So we are a team of 15 guys, but and I got into crypto back in 3 years back. We are a self-made house basically, but we started this project with a group of friends who got into the crypto and were friends to me through crypto. So it's a community-based project because as a developer, I'm unable to understand the connection between the community and the project, and those guys are the ones that have been helping so far with the connection to the community. That's a brief description. Right now, I have another guy sitting right next to me as well.
Oh,
Okay,
hello
great.
everyone.
Hey, what's going on? And what's your name? So Shaggy, tell us briefly about the project and how it works.
Okay,
I have a
so
bunch of questions for you here, but before I get into the questions, I'd like to hear a quick overview, and then we can start jumping into the nuts and bolts of things.
okay. This is the same fork as Titano, but what we have done is we have distinguished ourselves with a separate thing that would be disclosed after the launch, and I would just give a small indication. uh, I would just say CRO. Okay, nothing more than that. I would keep it as a surprise, and that would be disclosed after the launch. And trust me, it's massive, because if you talk about the BSC chain right now, it's becoming a JEET chain because there are less holders, and we need to give a reason for the people to hold the token. So highest APY, that's already done. But on top of that, we had to brainstorm another thing that was being hyped, and that's what we have done, and that would be disclosed on the day of launch.
Got it. And so, first and foremost, tell us how you're able to sustain such a high APY.
That would be something would be answered by Mark.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey, Mark.
Okay, so we wanted to go with a very high APY, right? But the problem is that to sustain something like this, it's really difficult to go with something that does not have very high taxes as such. So to maintain an APY of 480,000, we had to go with very high taxes, a big RFV, risk-free value fund, and a big treasury. So given the very high APY number, we needed other big numbers to like support that big amount. So you might notice that this project would actually have a lot higher taxes than other projects do. but we're doing this to keep the project so that it doesn't break up when you see lower trading volumes.
Got it. And can you tell us about your DeFi 3.0 multi-chain farming mechanism? How exactly does it find the best network to farm tokens on in real time?
Okay, so when you have tokens that you just have in your wallet, as soon as you buy tokens in your wallet, those tokens automatically start getting staked. And the thing with LiberoTitano is that once you have those tokens in your wallet, the DAO mechanism is going to automatically look at the network at which you're getting the highest APY. So let's say you bought on BSC and now you want to go to ETH. So it's going to look at which one is actually going to bring most profit to the wallet that you have. And once it identifies that, it's going to farm on the network that it finds most profitable. Of course, we're going to launch first and foremost on the BSC network, but we would be expanding to other networks as well.
Got it. And I see that your rebasing rewards are paid every 30 minutes, which is great. Would you just briefly explain how rebasing rewards work to our audience members that might not know?
Okay.
Okay, so the rebase mechanism actually looks into the tokenomics autonomously. What a DAO does is that it has a good amount of tokens in the vault, and it also keeps a flexible supply. So you have a certain amount of tokens in circulation all the time, but at the same time, this DAO mechanism would automatically burn and mint tokens to help control the price flow and maintain the APY.
And tell us a bit about your treasury. I'm curious to know what you plan on diversifying with it. Excuse me.
Okay.
I would like to know what you guys plan on diversifying your treasury with in regard to assets.
Okay, if we talk about right now what Titano is doing, they are burning their tokens with the tokens that they are getting from the vesting. So our plans are do the buyback from the treasury and send them to the dead address, and that way we would be able to drive more value to the coin, because APY, even after having 480,000 tokens after any year, if you invest $1,000, you need to maintain the price. And the best way would be if you have buybacks. Besides the buybacks, we would have the marketing as well. And also besides that, we would be paying ourselves from the treasury as well. We'll keep everything transparent. We have been keeping everything transparent so far with the private sale group as well. Those guys are the ones who have been whales into the space. They have been helping us with the connections, and they have helped us connecting with you as well, because they know what the hype is and what actually people are following. So that's how we connected with you as well. So we believe any project that has a good community, and that's what we are trying to achieve. No bots, good community, and developing it from scratch. Trust me on this. Like, I've got so many messages in my DMs where people are trying to show their groups and they are trying to get their private sales, the public sales whitelist. But we are just trying to give the ones who are trying to fill the form, because honestly, there are so many rug pulls. There are so many people who actually give those whitelists to the people who actually owns the groups, and that's the truth. And to make ourselves different is when you make people win. When you make people win, then you get famous, and that's what our priority is. This project is by the community, and it is for the community, and that is why we call it the People's Bank.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about what makes your community special. Tell us a bit about the community and who they are and why they are so.
Sorry, can you come again? Hello?
Apologies there. Looks like I lost connection that time. So Shaggy, I'm curious to know what makes your community special. Tell us a bit about them.
Okay, so all of the core members who started the group, they are actually wills, and well, at this stage when you have made a lot of money, you want a successful project, okay? And what we have been trying is we have been trying to give away the whitelist spots through the groups, through different as well as the competition as well, and different unique competitions. Like there was this competition at the start of the group that we started. If any one of the initial members who were making their display picture and adding a display picture as our logo and adding the link of the Telegram group into the description, we were giving them priority. Like this is how you give them priority. And then they would be able to tell their friends, hey, I got the white spot list with such activity. And we are trying to communicate with them. We are trying to have a communication with them. And that's how it would move. Like there are a lot of things that I would not expose right now at the moment, but trust me, we have been in the space. We have connections with centralized exchanges, with directors, and we know actually how to drill and how to make a project successful. Even in those days where there are so many Titano forks, we have the most hype in the group with the smallest pre-sale. The reason being, we are trying to communicate with every single person that is coming into our DMs, and we are trying to see who is the most deserving, the way they are trying to accomplish the points that we are making to win the whitelist spot.
So, what centralized exchanges are you currently in talks with, and are there any plans on being listed on one of them?
Okay. Right now, the director of CoinTiger is my friend, but CoinTiger does not has a good impact to the project. I'll be really honest with you. The Hotbit has a good impact. Bitmart director is my friend too, and they don't even have a good impact. Hotbit does. Then it's Gate.io. We are connected to them as well. We actually are giving services in the space to the connections who actually need those listings. That's how we have the connections to them. So it was the project that I did for my friends who were into the community, and we want to make our name with the project. And once you start giving to the community, just like I said, you start getting popularity as well. So there's no promise at the moment that we would be getting any centralized exchange, but we would be releasing the centralized exchanges with time, so that the actually the catalyst would be released with the time, so that the community is hyped about everything. Because once the news is out, you don't have anything to hold the coin, right? So that is why I didn't share the exact plans. We didn't actually make the complete roadmap, because we don't want anyone to actually uh, not have a reason to hold the coin, because our plans are to have excessive amas with different communities, and to disclose every single step at different ama. And right now, like at the start of our ama, we just give a hint that is CRO. The rest, they need to guess it. Like CRO is hype right now. Their transactions have outpassed the BSC. And considering that, we are trying to beat Titano in that perspective. And I think that it would be massive for us to bring our market cap to another level.
Got it. I wanted to circle back to your treasury for a moment here, and I'm curious to know specifically what you guys plan. Obviously, you're going to be using the treasury to mitigate extreme price drops and create an expected floor. But as for the assets within the treasury within the treasury itself, do you plan on diversifying it with other assets apart from your native token? I know you could probably look at a number of DAOs. I like to use Olympus because Olympus DAO was the first of this kind. You know, all these forks came from that original source. And I'd like to know what you guys are planning on doing as far as not just treasury diversification, but also yield farming strategies to boost your treasury in the long run.
Okay. They're like if you count on a long run, we have seen that if you add use cases to it, we can add multiple use cases to it, and our plans would be expanding with the time, and those would be adding use cases. Those could be games. Those could be even we can make our own decks, because just like I said, we've got a huge team sitting right next to us that can build anything. You just name it. Like, I can show you in your DM the quality of work that we have been doing in past and the work that we can deliver. So it's nothing that we can't do. We would be delivering stuff, but the use case, what I think is in DeFi, people are more concerned about how they can make their $100 to $200. And for that, I think we would be more focusing on marketing rather than putting more use cases. That's how I see it. And for different marketing strategies, just like I said to you, we would be having different AMAs. We would be reaching out to different groups. Right now, we had calls from Caesar, and that's how I think that we need to grow.
Sure. So tell us about some of the more lucrative marketing strategies you guys are using to create exposure and distinguish yourselves in the space.
Okay, so we've been running banner ads online for about a couple of days now, and they've shown us a lot of success so far. But marketing is actually quite paramount for a project like this. So in order for the project to go along well and be sustainable, we want there to be a good amount of volume. So we're running ads until the project launches. Once it does, we want to go ahead and double down on the marketing and bring in new users to the project as old users start to sell off.
And the list goes as KuCoin ads, DexTools ads. And if we make enough good money, I would be trying to reach out BitBoy. I don't know whether the community considers him good or still a PND guy, but we would be trying to reach out huge names once we have good amount of money in treasury. Just like I said, our priority is to make the project famous, and that would be done by reaching out more audience. Right now, Titano has more than 80,000 holders, and in our case, if we the strategy, the surprise that we would be disclosing on the day of launch, I think it would give us more exposure, and people would be able to see that.
Awesome. We all know that a positive rebase reward is good.
Yeah.
However, if there's a massive sell-off, things can get pretty ugly. What are some measures you've taken as a team to ensure that your investors don't lose confidence and hold?
Well, in our opinion, just like we said in previous answer, we need good marketing strategy. But once you have a fight, it's really hard to fight it. And the better way to fight is to do massive buybacks, like not announced buybacks, because announced buybacks are a reason where people are actually looking when they could dump further and can have an exit strategy. So better idea to this is, and that was given to me by DexTools owner. He told me to have different wallets and to use them as buybacks so that people have the confidence, and we could actually uh, we could actually do the buybacks, and they know about it, and they start getting confidence into the project. Okay, the buybacks are coming, the value of the project is increasing. Because right now, if you talk about SHIB token, it went way below its pre-sale price, and then it started with the community. So our aim was to make a good community. We have trust from them. So far, it's going really well. Then we would have huge massive buyback budget, just because we have to create it so that the APY remains sustainable, and that would be only by having good buybacks. Right now, just like I said, Titano is burning their token with vested tokens. They aren't doing any buybacks. So our plans are to do the buybacks so that it keeps on moving the price up.
Yeah, just to double down on that statement, the RFW that we have and the treasury, they're both going to be used to buy back tokens and maintain the APY and value of the token. Because for a token with such a high selling tax, you're going to see a lot of selling momentum if the token starts dipping. So we don't want to get to that point, and we want to offset that as much as we can. So that's why we have a much bigger fund.
Understood. And certainly marketing is huge for attracting new investors and getting them to buy in the project. Buybacks are equally important. However, I was more curious about what your plans are to incentivize your holding investors, the people that are holding your project, holding your token, to remain holding and not dump. Do you have anything you're building apart from the DAO in the future? Are you choosing to take the treasury funds and build a DEX or build a launch pad? What plans do you have for your ecosystem to incentivize and encourage people holding your token to remain holding and not all dump once they see a big red line on the chart?
Okay. So right now, let's say the reason I am not exposing a lot of things down road the map is because if I commit to anything, the people would know about the exact news. And when you like I said, the surprise, the thing that we would have on the day of launch, it is going to make the market cap double. So that's the main reason for the people to hold the token. That's going to be massive. Okay. A. B, just like I said, for the rebase tokens, if you would give them a use case, it would eventually make them dump, because we can have a game, we can have a DEX, we can have let's say a utility, but eventually it is going to die. Our main goal is to have more audience, and that would be through different measures. That would, one of the measures, just like I said, would be shared on the day of launch, and we can do it um, on multiple times. The same thing. I cannot actually expose right now, and that I really want to keep it as a secret, and that's something. Trust me that if you would know about it right now, even as a community owner, you would like to invest into it. That's how it is.
When is your app going to be ready for people to start staking?
Okay, we have the dashboard ready, but what we are planning is to keep the hype up. We would release it after the 30 minutes um, of the launch, and that is so that people could actually see it, and we can use it as a catalyst, and we can promote it through different channels. That okay, we have another the app is live, and you can go for it. That's how it is. We can share the design though.
Got it. But currently, there's no way for, I mean, I'm clicking on the DApp button in the website,
Yeah,
and is it,
we have disabled it. We have disabled the link so that we can actually use it as a catalyst after 30 minutes.
sorry,
I don't think so. It would be wise to show your all cards on day one. So like before the launch. It would be wise to launch it after 30 minutes. It would be wise to disclose every single thing, slow and steady. That's how our experience has been.
Sure. So when do you plan on launching the DApp?
30 minutes after the launch.
When is the launch going to be?
Launch is 16 p.m. UTC.
Is that today?
On Wednesday on today. Its time has already started. I don't know which time zone. It's on Wednesday, 16 p.m. UTC.
And how did your private sale go? How many people contributed to the initial wallet?
Oh, we had the team tokens, and we had to compromise on it because the private sale failed really fast because of the hype and because of the connections we have in space. And I think, just like I said, the connections that we have, they want to make their name as well, and none of them who have a good name wants a bad badge attached to their to their portfolio. If they are influencers, if they have groups, everyone wants a good project attached to them. So that's how they are. And we have compromised on our private sales tokens from the team allocation as well to the private people, because we want more success. And once we would have success, I believe we would be able to make money from the treasury for the team.
Understood. And how many wallets contributed to the private sale? Do you know?
It's around, let me open the Excel sheet, give me a few seconds.
And also, what was the maximum
26 or 27,
amount?
and it's around 26 or 27 wallets exactly. And there's then this one marketing wallet. That's it. So 27 in total, or 28. That's how it is. There was 4 of them were core members who had the 3 BNB per slot. Then other of them had 2 BNB and 1 BNB respectively. The core members, since they pushed me to make this project, they had a more better allocation than the others.
Got it. And what's going to be the soft cap and hard cap for the public sale that's happening tomorrow?
It's 100.
It's, sorry, I didn't catch that.
100 for
what?
100 as a soft cap and 100 as a hard cap as well.
Got it. And is your project audited?
Yes, it's audited, and we are in process of KYC right now. Just minutes ago, we have sent the documents to Pink Seal team, and we have to send them further. But we had an AMA with you guys.
How many developers do you have working on this, and is your team doxed?
We have around 15 guys that are from different parts of the world. And our team isn't doxed for this project, but they are doxed for different projects that we have done in the past.
Which one?
If I tell you, there would be a link to the previous projects.
Oh, and you don't want people to know.
Yeah, I don't want them to have links to those. But seriously, they're still above their pre-sale price. We can share with you in private message as well. But just like I said, we are more as vendors than as project creators. We have been developing for the past, and that is why we have links to the centralized exchanges. We have links to the marketers, and we have links to the people, because we have been doing the job as vendors.
Give us a high-level overview of your tokenomics.
Okay, so if you look at the tokenomics, we're looking at a 15% buy tax and a 25% sales tax. So those are the overall taxes.
And if we talk about the tokens, we had around 1% into the marketing wallet, and the rest of the from the 25%, rest of the percentage, that is 24%, went to the private sale. The private sale price is same as the public sale price. It's just that they had the priority of buying and not getting through the private through the whitelist form. And then we have rest of the tokens. Wait a second. Give me a few seconds.
Sure.
Yeah, so rest of the out of 75%, we have 40% into the um, public sale, and out of the 75%, 80% is going to the liquidity. So that means we are having just 20 BNB from the public pre-sale, and we have already spent from completely from the private sale into the marketing, and that's how we would spend the remaining 20% as well into the marketing. So the purpose of keeping 80% to the liquidity was to give the confidence to the investors, and to make them sure and to tell them that we are here not for the BNBs, we are here for a longer run, and that's how it is.
Got it. And are you guys planning on going multi-chain at any point, or you want to stick on Kronos?
Yes, you would have the surprise. You are getting
Uh,
close to it.
what am I?
Yes,
What am I getting? What am
I
I getting
don't want
close
you to
to?
talk further on it. You're getting
It's
close to it. So,
it's a
yes,
okay.
that's what is going to distinguish us.
Great. I'm going to get to community questions here in a moment, but before I do, is there anything about your project and what you're building that you would like to tell us that I haven't asked about yet?
I guess we have covered almost every single thing right now about the project. Just to the people, it's more like if you make into the pre-sale spot, well and good. If you don't, bid for the pre-sale dump and then move forward, because there would be a lot of things that we have planned so far, and we are here to make our names and move forward, and that's how we look as towards you as well. We want everyone to win, and that's how we our plans are.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm going to start calling on community members. Venice is up first. Venice, go for it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Noah. Actually, I have a lot of questions from the LiberoTitano team, because I have seen these kind of projects for weeks. Every day when I come to the AMA in any of the community group, I see there is a project doing rebase rewards, and they have auto checking feature, and a lot of projects are doing these kind of things. They are Olympus fork, and they are giving rebase rewards and auto checking features. So while going through your website, I came to know that you have APY of uh, 480,000%. And while I was going through other projects, other similar projects, they are giving more APY. Some are giving approximately 681,000 APY, and they
we
have
could we could double
rebase.
it.
Yeah,
We could double it. But the
yeah, they have.
reason is then the trading won't be sustainable. Understand it as a whale, honestly, as a whale, because just like I said, it's with the friends who are whales and who wanted to make a successful project. Those the most harmful thing for a whale is the tax. They want like low taxes. Right now we have a very low tax of 13% of buyback, and the sale is 20% because of the reason, so that people could actually invest and hold into it. And the higher we have a higher sell tax, so that people could hold actually. And if we increase those taxes, we have the ability to go double. Okay, because it's all about the taxes. The more taxes you are going to charge, the more treasury or the more rewards would be collected to be distributed among the people.
Yeah, I literally, when I ask this question to every rebase project, they give me this same answer, that other projects are not sustainable. So, as you were saying that you have a secret thing, and you are gonna reveal it on the day of launch. So, I was uh, I was thinking, why don't you tell us anything now, so people can know that you are a real project, that you have real use cases, so we can invest in your project. So everybody
Okay.
is saying that they are sustainable. So I think you will have to need some unique and some creative idea to make people believe that you are the one, your project is the one that is truly sustainable and giving high rebase rewards, and others are not sustainable.
Okay, if I give you a reason where you could actually do a what do you say trading that is to trade, where you could trade your tokens from here to another centralized exchange or another place where they have more value, would you be happy to do it?
Yeah, I would be happy to do it if I get benefit from it, but
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
So we have that sort of surprise, and just like I said, we would give the reason to the people, to the investors on the day of launch, that that none of the other project has done, and it's huge, it's massive. Like, just like I said, as a vendor where you don't have where you are not bound by technology, you are able to achieve anything. You would think out of box, like what is something that they haven't done. I could have done a double API with more taxes and claim to have 960 thousand percentage APY, but with lower trading volume, it would have been dead. But giving people reason and disclosing it and keeping it for the day of the launch is so that, because there would be a lot of people on the day of the launch, and right now there would be people from this group or the group that we have it for us right now. Having them together on the day of the launch would create more hype, more audience, and a better catalyst. And that's how we think as a marketing perspective, to slowly and gradually release the catalyst for the people to make them hold. Right now I could say you, hey, we are making a game, we are making a dex, just like I said uh, to the owner. But just like I said, we would do something that would make the market cap double, and that would be something that none other project has done, and we would be releasing it slowly and gradually.
And as you are giving reflections, I think every 30 minutes, that is 40 times daily. And I think the average cost of BSC transaction is about 5 cents. So if we calculate the average of 1,000 holders over a period of 1 year, it's about more than $100,000 dollar. So don't you think that is too much money to waste on transaction fee? So
Okay, and I would agree to you on this till certain point. Like, you should make the people wait, just like I'm making you wait for the surprise for a longer period. But BSC is kind of a chain where you have an audience who are more impatient. They would go for fast rewards rather than slow rewards. They would try to make the money double in a fast pace rather than in a slow pace. That's how the audience is. If you go for the ERC, they hold to the token. They would, because the transactions are very high, they don't sell immediately. So that's how the audience differs. And that's how we had planned for 30 minutes of the rewards as well. It could be changed as well. And right now, if you talk about the transaction, like 0.5 cents going out of is from the sell tax. So it could be beneficial for us if we keep it as a marketing thing, and let's say make it an hourly reward rather than making a 30 minutes reward. It is something wise, but you have to see the audience as well. Like, well, what sort of audience you are targeting, and plan accordingly. And that's how we have been planning. We have been planning this from weeks, and we started this project on the day when Titano actually applied for the certic audit. So it's been almost 3 to 4 weeks that we have been planning, and we have been brainstorming that how we could actually differentiate and how we can target the target audience that's for BSC.
Okay, great. And as your APY is for 480,000 person, so as we don't know what happens in the coming days because market is unpredictable. So will you make your APY less or changes in your buy sell fee to make your APY more sustainable, or it will
We
be
have
same?
certain plans. We have certain plans. We have a whale plan as well, where we would be decreasing the taxes to welcome the whales, so that whales could actually buy, and the token value increases. And that's in plan as well. But on the days of where there are red days, trust me on that, there are very less of investors on these sort of projects. So it's just that we would have a more hyped community to trust into projects, so that they could know if they are investing their 100 US dollars, it's something that giving them at least 10 to 20x in return. And we should be like, there's no project if it delivers, they don't have good x, they like multiple returns. Every single project does really good if the team is working, if the community is strong, and community is the key. That's how we have the plans. But for the red days, it's really hard to sustain the price and to sustain the community as well. Our priority would be building the community in those days, have the meme competitions, have different sort of competitions that can actually generate positivity into the community.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for answering all my questions.
Thank you, Benes. Next up is Sayed Rahmat.
Yeah, thank you, Noah. So I was just wondering, the rebasing process will be done manually or it's automatic?
It has both options, but right now it's automatic. But if the community would request us before 30 minutes, we would do it. Just like I said, community is the key. It has the contract has both options, manually and automatic. So our priority would be automatic after every 30 minutes.
Got it, got it. So you mentioned that your taxes will be flexible. So I was wondering, like other projects, rebasing projects, you will try to maintain the fixed APY for first 12 months?
For the fixed APY, just like if we want whales to enter, if we want the price to pump, we would have to compromise on APY. So either you compromise on APY for a few days, and then have more pump action, and though that pump action would increase the price, eventually have more rewards as well, when we would revert back the taxes, because we would have more value into the LP pool that would be going out once they sell it, because they would have to eventually sell it. So that would be a wise move, in my opinion.
Understood. So I was wondering that in future, do you have any plan for offering extra incentives for the diamond hand holders who are holding and not transferring any amount for a long period of time? Like some rebase projects are dropping holders for holding for 30 days and without not making any transaction, 15% of the native token of the total volume. Have you thought of that as well?
Yeah, our plans would be to give some sort of NFTs or some sort of values to the project. But eventually, we need to have a value to the NFT as well, where they see a value to it. So that would be in plans. We would have actually plan out certain things. Our plans are to make a certain group with the community as well. That would be for the diamond holders, like to recommend to follow their recommendations. Um, Besides that, the people who are in my group, who are friends to me, who asked me to make it, there are really good designers in them, and we have designers as well. And we would love to share and make NFTs of this project, and make specific NFTs for this project, so that it has more value, and people are actually holding to it.
Awesome. So you are thinking about NFTs. So do you have any interest in P2E games as well for the project?
Play to earn the games. If the play to if you talk about play to earn games, if if they are reward giving games, then it's not healthy for the project, because eventually you are liquidating your money, and you are
Noah, is Shaggy cut out?
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
hello.
also.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I repeat from? Can you repeat it?
Sorry, what happened?
What happened? Did we break up?
Yes, you were cut up.
Okay. Can you repeat the question, please? Yeah, you were saying about the play to earn game.
Yeah.
The play to earn game. If we talk about the play to earn game, it drains out the liquidity pool, and we don't want to make certain game that would be actually draining out the pool eventually. What we really want is we want to make something that actually gives the value to the token over time period, and that could be with the bidding game. But then again, it is something that we need to consider whether we do it or not. Rather, in my opinion, we would be going for something that is for the surprise that will be released on the day of launch, and we would give you multiple surprise, and that would add more value to the project.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So you mentioned that your project is for the community. It got me thinking that in future, do you have any plan on integrating DAO voting system to allow community to make certain decisions?
Yeah, our plans are like just I said. Wait a second, my wife is calling. I need to tell her that.
Uh, I'll take it from here. Hey, so anywho, like we mentioned before, our community is very paramount, and if the community grows large enough to a point that you cannot get a unanimous vote, then definitely we would be implementing a voting system. It could be something that we just use for our community, like on Telegram, or if it becomes too big to handle, then we can definitely integrate it into the blockchain.
Got it. Moving to my final question. So you mentioned about dashboard. I want to know that what different features will your dashboard have, and will there be calculators available as well for calculating APYs at a different investment rates?
All I can say for now is that you can expect all of those things, but the actual dashboard itself would be pretty much a surprise for everyone involved.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for the questions. And we have one more hand up, Reliance Marcel. Take it away.
Everybody.
Hey, what's
This
going
is
on?
Reliance Master calling from Nigeria. Please,
Welcome.
my question is, can you tell us about some of your partners and who you plan to collaborate with in the future?
To collaborate in the future, we would be reaching out to different projects and see if there is a collaboration hub that could actually add value to the project. We would be willing to do it, but we need to see any collaboration that is going to add more value to the project, because right after the Pixel KYC, we have been added into the network that is for the established projects that are already there and with the market is as well. And we would be there. We would be trying our utmost, um, things that would actually add value to the project. So it's all about what adds value to the project. We would be doing it.
Thank you very much. Sorry to disturb you. I have another question. Can I go on?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, my second question is, marketing is a central element for every project, that so that everyone can know the potential that a project can bring. It's vital to achieve the goals. So what is the strategy to attract new users or investors to to this particular platform for a long time?
Okay, it's good good that you asked that because it's something that we just wanted to clarify. So as far as the APY figure goes, it was an APY figure that was, as far as we could tell at the time that we were making this token, it was the highest APY that we were looking for in the market. Now, a few members have mentioned that they have seen APYs higher than this, but that comes at a cost of either an unstable token or some very, very high taxes. Right now, you have the taxes of 15 and 25%, and when combined together, you're left with about 60 to 65% value once you just go ahead and buy and sell. So given this, we wanted our APY figure to be high enough to sell the token on itself. So going with a figure like 480,000%, that's a very high figure, but at the same time, it catches people's eyes, it brings them into the project, and once they come into the project, we have a lot to show for. It's not like just any other rebase token. We have a lot of surprises, like we mentioned, like CRO itself is a very good hint. You can get a very good idea about what we're trying to do here, and that's basically about it. We have a lot going on behind the scenes, and there is a lot to look forward to for the community. So as long as you have an active community that is looking forward to trade on your token, you can rest assured that the token will stay sustainable.
Great. Thank you for the question. And gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the AMA.
That you give.
Sorry, Reliance. I appreciate the question, buddy. Thank you so much. I think your mic is a little bit choppy there. But gentlemen, thank you for being with us today. I enjoyed hosting you. And before you leave, if you want to give us a quick summary for our viewers that are just tuning in of who you are, what you're building, and why people should invest in your project.
Okay, so the last question was pretty much an ending note for us, but that's all that we want to say, that we had to strike a balance between the APY figures and the taxes that we using for the contract. So what we want to see is that the most amount of people can walk away happy from a project like this. So once you ape in, you would definitely be happy to see your token's value go up. But as you leave the project, like eventually at some point people will leave, and that's what makes our project great. We are actually focused on selling it as well. As long as people sell the token, they would walk away happy, and new investors can come in. If everyone just keeps buying and holding, 480,000% is a lot to ask for over a year. But if you look at it from a daily perspective, given the auto-compounding and exponential nature of the APY reward, you'll find out that it comes down to about 2% a day. So 2% isn't that big of a number, to be honest, especially when it comes to crypto. This is like peanuts. So as long as you have a lot of people that buy and sell on the daily, buy and sell on the weekly, buy and sell on the monthly, you have a very healthy ecosystem. And that was something that we had to keep in mind before making this token. We did not want to take an irresponsible route. So that's about it from my side.
Got it. Well, I appreciate that, and we appreciate you being here today. We wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hosting us and for inviting us here.
Certainly. Take care, y'all.